When it comes to choosing a particular fighting style, there could be several factors that play a role into influencing your decision. Or better yet, which of these factors will benefit you the most. And some of these factors can be your physical attributes, mentality, toughness, creativity, and in some cases, your spirituality. Now, it's my hope by the end of this video, you close in on a particular fighting style that you want to learn. But above all, you have a better understanding of yourself. With that, let's go ahead and jump into the first factor you should consider when deciding a fighting style, and that's physical attributes. Now, physical attributes are what makes you, and they are uniquely expressed through all of us. Some of us are taller, shorter, long arms, shorter arms, long torsos, short torsos. Each one of us are uniquely different, and that's what makes us special. For me, I have long limbs and crazy long arms, so it would be my benefit if I study some type of striking art like boxing, mixed martial arts, something I can utilize my distance and greatly reduce my chances of getting caught. Now, having long arms does benefit you when it comes to striking sports, but I'm not saying you can't be successful if you have shorter arms. You see plenty of guys with shorter arms be successful. You just have to work harder to close the distance. And I know back in the day when I used to spar and fight, I had a tougher time with guys with shorter arms than I did guys with longer arms. When you were at close proximity with your opponent, my longer arms, I'm at a disadvantage now, because now I have to work harder and be more precise to be able to hit him, as opposed with the guy with shorter arms. He has to work hard to close the distance, but once he's within that distance, it's usually game over if the guy with longer arms doesn't know how to fight. But understand this, guys, just because you have shorter arms doesn't mean you're at a severe disadvantage. You just have to be smart. Another thing to consider is longer torsos. Guys with longer torsos, you're gonna have a larger surface area for somebody to target. So again, you have to make sure you keep your body crunched. You wanna greatly reduce the chances of them hitting you to your torso. Believe me, body shots add up. They may not hurt right away, but over time, they're gonna slow you down. And even then, if you get caught in the liver, gallbladder, kidney, those take a toll, especially in your solar plexus. So keep that in mind. If you fight guys with shorter torsos, it's a little bit harder to get to that body. So you have to make sure you place those shots really well. Some people naturally just have more power. They just hit really hard. You ever come across those guys that have really good torque and turn in their punches and they just blow you out of the water? They just hit so hard. People like Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, they're really explosive and they hit really hard, versus a guy like Arturo Beterbiev. But this guy doesn't have great torque and turn in his punches. He just hits that hard. And again, I call that heavy-handedness. Are you naturally heavy-handed? Some guys, they just able to touch you with their fists and they knock you out. Again, it doesn't look like they're generating a lot of power, but they're naturally heavy-handed. But the point is this, guys, you have to discover which art will benefit you the most based on your physical attributes. You might be one of those guys that have really good power, speed, and in some cases, you might naturally have really good grip strength. So consider doing wrestling. If you have decent power, decent speed, and you have reach, consider doing boxing or some type of striking art. Or if you are hypermobile and flexible, maybe consider doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Study yourself, find out your best attributes, and from there, decide which art will benefit you the most. The next factor I want to jump into is, are you willing to take a punch or a kick? You gotta always consider these things when it comes to striking arts. That kind of ties into physical attributes, your durability. Are you durable? Can you take a punch? Can you take a kick? But most importantly, mentally. Will you mentally break when you take that punch or that kick? That's why I ask some guys, are you sure you want to box? Are you sure you want to do mixed martial arts? Because again, it looks good when you're hitting the back or you're watching on TV. But when you take that first punch or kick, especially to the head, things change. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And that's very true. So maybe you might not want to get into an art that involves striking. Consider doing wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Grappling arts are really good and can be super effective when utilized by the right person. But every art will test your mental strength and your toughness. So you have to really ask yourself, are you willing to take that punishment? Just because you do a grappling sport doesn't mean you're not gonna get hurt. You still can get hurt. It's just that striking sports, now you're greatly increasing the chances of you incurring some type of concussion. And that's something that you gotta always be mindful of. And the third thing I wanna jump into is creativity. Do you like to mix things up? Some people don't like to be restricted just using their hands. Some people don't wanna be restricted to just grappling. So you have to figure out, do I wanna just use my hands? If so, consider boxing. Maybe you want to mix up your hands and your legs. so kickboxing. Or maybe you want to use your hands, legs, and your elbows. Consider doing Muay Thai. So you have to better understand yourself. Do you like mixing things up? For me personally, I really enjoy boxing, but I also enjoy kicks. So I wouldn't really call myself a kickboxer because again, I throw elbows, but I didn't learn Muay Thai from an academy. I kind of learned on my own. So I just kind of call myself a mixed martial artist. I don't really confine myself in a particular style because I'm continuously expanding my art form. So again, it's gonna boil down to how creative do you want to be? I always tell guys to learn boxing. Boxing establishes a great foundation. From there, you can either proceed into doing kicks, learning some grappling, or you could just stick with boxing and continue to master it. Either way, it's gonna boil down to you. Final factor I wanna talk about is spirituality. Finding your why. May sound a little different and unique, but again, for many people, they want to elevate their spirit. They want to find their why, their purpose in life. And some arts lead to their purpose in life. Some guys just want to seek a martial art or fighting style just for the sake of elevating their spirit, like Tai Chi. It may not seem like it's an effective striking martial art, but what I love most about Tai Chi is the fact that it helps you with mindfulness. And that's something that lacks really big in today's society. But the point is this: some arts are gonna help you find that why. They're gonna help you rekindle your spirit, help you find deeper purpose and meaning in your life. The first thing that comes to mind when it comes to elevating my spirit, I think of Tai Chi because I see how calm and peaceful they look. Tai Chi is really great for helping you uncover your why. But again, I still don't underestimate Tai Chi practitioners because even though it comes off as being a peaceful art, it's still a martial art fighting system, but it just comes with a softer approach and mainly focuses on defense. So be sure to keep that in mind. Finding the best fighting style for you can make you anxious, excited, but it is my hope by the end of this video, you guys have come closer to the art that works best for you. And again, strongly consider the factors I just talked about. It's not an end-all be-all type of thing, but consider those when learning a fighting style. And I just want to say this, even if you don't have all of these abilities that you might see others with, doesn't mean you can't be successful. The most important thing when it comes to martial arts, guys, is the practitioner. Is the practitioner ready to put in the work? You could be extremely talented, but if you don't have that hard work ethic, you won't be successful. You'll just be that guy that, hey, I could've, I should've, I always wanted to do this, but you didn't do it. So always consider, are you willing to put in the work when it comes to learning a fighting style? If you enjoyed today's video, guys, smash that like button. Most importantly, make sure I properly subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Peace and love, and nah shade. Boom, we out, baby.